So one of the big questions I had on my first playthrough of Red Dead Redemption 2 was, why does Dutch love Micah so much? And especially on like my second and third playthrough, I picked up on a lot of things that Micah does where I'm like, Dutch, how are you not seeing this? Like, it's so obvious that he is so scummy, he's terrible. Everyone else in the gang can pick up on this. Why can't you pick up on this? And obviously, we know Micah pretty much was like the downfall of the entire gang. He ended up being the rat. He ended up, double crossing pretty much everyone throughout the story. And really, the main quest line doesn't tell you why Dutch loves him so much. However, there's a lot of like hidden and secret audio and dialogue that you can listen to that'll actually explain why at the end of the day, Dutch actually prefers Micah pretty much over anyone else, even though he's only been with the gang for about 6 months. And the long story short is Micah is the ultimate manipulator and a perfect yes man, which played exactly into Dutch's cards. So we'll be taking a look at a lot of audio in this video today that'll explain what I'm talking about. But before we talk about why Dutch loves Micah so much, we need to actually take a look at the other members of the gang, because they're actually doing what's right. They're challenging Dutch as the leader of the gang, especially as his decision-making starts to lessen, like when he starts making some really bad calls, as we see throughout the story. You hear this from Arthur. You hear this from Javier Escuela. He questions Dutch on pretty much everything, which is what great followers should do. They should question their leader to make sure that he's doing the right thing. So take a listen to some of these audio dialogues right here, where some of the members of the gang start to question Dutch's leadership.
So what now, Dutch?
Now, reading, little sun. We're not home free, but
You think they're off our backs?
for now, long enough for us to figure out what we're doing.
They're gonna let a bunch of criminals go after what we done.
We are not criminals. We are outlaws.
There's a difference?
Of course there is a goddamn difference, and when you figure out what that is, you'll know what the hell we're doing.
Well, feels like we're running, killing, and running some more.
Listen, these are tough times, of course, but now, this is when we have to be our strongest. We're gonna make it. We are gonna be okay, but please, Javier, I need you strong.
Okay.
Not okay, okay. Yes or no. Strong or weak. Which is it?
Strong. Strong.
Even before Blackwater, I had my doubts, but since then, we've had folk drop like flies. Men I've ridden with for years, just dead. Gone. Women and children, too. This ain't nothing nice. Whole thing used to make some kind of sense, but now feels like we're waiting on a miracle or waiting to die, and I can't tell which it is. I mean, we've always had problems, but never like this. Them folks in Blackwater, they was real mad, and we responded like animals. Like cornered animals. And all of a sudden, things don't make much sense no more. We have become what we set out to hate. And it scares me. It does.
You okay, son?
Yeah, sure. I don't know.
You don't sound okay.
They're chasing us, Dutch. They're chasing us hard.
Sure, they're chasing us hard. Because we represent everything that they fear. But if we stick together, and we stay tight now, there's gonna be tough times ahead, I can promise you that. But we are going to make it to paradise.
Paradise.
Yeah. I ain't never gonna leave you, son. Don't you ever leave me. Knowing that, that's paradise.
Maybe.
No, not maybe. Maybe is doubt. Doubt is the end. Yes, Dutch. Say it.
Yes, Dutch.
I know it's hard. I know it's hard. But together, we can achieve beautiful things. Alone, we're sickly bison, waiting on the wolves. Tell him, Arthur.
I think you've told him everything there is to know.
Believed in everything Dutch said. Thought we was above the law, above morality. Thought we was different. Long time since I felt that way. Long time. Blackwater ended all that. But really, it was dead long before. I mean, thieving is all right. Whole country is just about thieving. Maybe whole world is. But the killing? The killing I can stomach, because it turns out I can stomach more or less anything, but that don't mean I like it. Don't mean I like it one bit, nor myself for putting up with it. Yes, I hope that if we can get the hell out of here, then maybe we can go legit. Maybe Dutch will calm down. Maybe it'll be okay.
So all the responses you heard from there, Dutch basically was like, you don't know what you're talking about. Trust me, son, I'm leading us in the right direction. So Dutch believes he's right 100% of the time, and it doesn't really matter what anyone else says. And over time, I think this starts to wear on Dutch. As someone who has been, right a ton in the past, I don't think he was used to all these things not going well for him. And then we see Micah. And the reason Dutch loves Micah so much is because he will agree with him on literally anything. He sucks up to him. He makes sure that Dutch gives him a good teaching perspective. And now we're going to be taking a listen to some audio that we hear revolving Dutch and Micah. And you can see just why he loves him so much.
What you reading, Dutch?
Evelyn Miller, of course.
That old windbag?
He's no windbag, son. He is a seer. He sees things that we don't know yet.
I know, I'm just teasing.
You're just afraid of opening your mind because you might not like what you find.
You're probably right. You always had the most incredible way of putting things.
Mr. Miller has a way of putting things. Me, I'm just an old outlaw, not prepared to go quietly.
Oh, you're more than that, Dutch. You're... Well, you're amazing.
I'm sorry, Arthur. It's private,
Don't mind me.
Don't act like a child, Arthur. Give us a minute. I said give us a minute.
I just need some goddamn peace to think.
Well done, cowpoke. Well done.
in the way, ain't you? What the hell is going on?
We're trying to make plans, Morgan. Keep your nose out, okay?
So it really is sad, especially from the player's point of view, that Dutch can't realize what Micah is doing here. I mean, if the player can figure out that Micah is just manipulating the entire gang, why can't someone that's as smart and educated as Dutch Vanderlyn figure out what's going on here? Like, it doesn't make sense at all. And like I said earlier, I think Micah's incorporation in the gang was honestly the perfect storm. He entered at the time in which the age of outlaws was pretty much ending, so the gang was consistently being hunted, And Micah was the one who always kept faith in Dutch, whereas the others did not. That's like Dutch's favorite word, faith. Micah always had that. Whether he actually believed it or not, he always showed it on the surface. And he essentially used this to his advantage, being able to climb the ranks of the Van der Linde gang pretty much to the very top within 6 months. I mean, Arthur and other characters like Hosea have been in the gang for years now, and they like recently have only made it to the very top, within the last like 10 or 15 years. But in 6 months, Micah was able to do that. That just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So I honestly believe that that's it. I don't think it's any other of Micah's attributes. I mean, sure, he was great in a gunfight, but lots of other people are great in gunfights. He wasn't exactly the hardest worker. He certainly wasn't the nicest or the most charismatic. So it had to be that. It had to be because he believed in Dutch the most. Whether he actually did or not, he definitely showed it the most. So I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments down below. Why do you think Micah is Dutch's favorite in the gang? Do you think it's another reason? Do you think it's exactly what we talked about in this video today? Let me know what you guys are thinking in those comments down below. If you guys did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new, or you want to stay up to date on all the latest GTA and Red Dead Redemption videos that I'm doing here on my channel. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.